This is a HeadGum podcast.
Sorry. Hello, everybody.
Hello. We're just going to wait like 90 more minutes so everybody can get in. I think there's like
There's some people at the bar, I think, but these seats will all fill up, I think.
Tim, how are you doing today?
Hello and welcome to the Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tim.
And I'm Tom.
I did it because you usually do it, but then you...
Yeah, but it's live, so anything can happen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, thank you. We are at the North Door in Austin, Texas. Woo! Living it up at South by Southwest, doing some digital marketing.
Yeah, search engine optimization. Give it up.
Optimize those search engines,
No,
everybody.
don't come down yet.
Stay there.
Sorry.
Don't everybody eyes up here, everybody.
All right, let's start the show.
Yeah. We have a very special guest. You know him from vinyl records.
Yeah.
Compact discs. If you're an audiophile, FLAC. Mm-hmm. But you also know him as a gregarious man who spreads joy and was never once in a ska band in his life. Ladies and gentlemen, a guy, Dan Deacon.
I was coming down early because it's a long stairwell. Thank you for playing Aerosmith.
You know what? You were right about the stools.
Yeah, these are the worst.
Yeah, but I think
I'm all the way over here.
But yeah, and we didn't really anticipate like where we would sit, and like maybe the microphone shouldn't be up there.
We didn't sell any tickets.
Yeah. Well, there's still time.
Guys, I swear to God, in the UK, we're a really big deal.
Oh, it's unbelievable. None of you would have even been able
What
to
the hell
get
is
in.
this?
I'm much more comfortable now.
I mean, I'm not, but
I could turn this way.
oh yeah, that's much better.
This is going to be our most successful audio episode yet.
I forgot that this is not a thing you see.
No.
What do we have, like an hour 45 left?
Yeah. So anyway, the topic we're talking about today is scams.
Are you going to stay over there?
I don't know. Are you going to stay down there?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I could sit in the... I'd like being on this side of Tom.
I need to be near my computer.
This is your perfect ergonomic position right here. This is how you like to set up your
The
office.
golden triangle.
I meant like having a chair that's
This
the
is
same
so
exact
boring.
height
Let's
as the table.
Let's start over.
Yeah.
Hi, Dan.
Hey,
Oh, I thought we were going to go back up there.
Thanks for coming all the way to Austin for this.
oh, no problem. I was already here.
I mean, don't tell them that. It makes it sound less impressive.
Can
Yeah, I
I
was
say
here.
something before we get started?
Now would be a good time, yeah.
I'm the fattest I've ever been.
Me too.
Me too.
All right.
But I've been fat my whole life, so that, it's kind of like... I'm playing like the slow, steady game.
Yeah, no, Tim called you gregarious before, which is just like a euphemism.
I had to look it up.
I was going to say jolly. I was like, oh, that's actually...
Yeah, thanks so much for coming, Dan.
Yeah.
No problem.
And since I've gotten to Austin, I've eaten like exclusively queso. Mm-hmm. And I need to leave. Walking over here, I saw like dots in my eyes.
And what do
I'm
you...
just saying this in case like I collapse or something. This isn't a joke. Like, just know. Like, actually call the authorities.
Have you ever seen that video of the guy, the magician who died on TV?
No.
Did you catch that? The magician?
This magician died on TV, and everybody thought it was a trick,
Yeah.
and he was dead.
Now, a guy recently died at the Magic Castle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Talk about this.
he was found.
Hold on, Tom's excitement about the guy dying at the Magic Castle is horrifying. Yeah, he did.
He was a magician, right? Mm-hmm. And they were like, it's not a suicide and it's not a homicide, but he was found hanging.
And it wasn't a trick.
Right. Well, I assumed it was a trick, right?
Right.
Because he's a magician at the Magic Castle.
Uh-huh.
But apparently he's like a card trick guy.
Yeah.
So there's
not
nothing
a
that would
faking
be
his own death magician.
Yeah. It's
Magic
just a
Castle's-
mysterious thing that happened.
Well, wasn't it that they found him hanging with his pants around his ankles? Like in a closet? And they were like, we think he might have been working on a new trick.
Why would you...
There was an...
Why
I
would
swear
you go
that's what they said.
But why would you go to like a venue where you perform and just like, you know what I'll do? Autoerotic asphyxiation in the closet over there, not in the privacy of my own home.
Yeah, but if you were practicing like a dangerous trick, he probably thought like, oh, I'll practice this at the Magic Castle. So if anything goes wrong, one of my good magician friends will come to my aid.
I think a lot of people jerk off at work.
Wait, you worked at Subway?
I did.
When did this happen?
A couple weeks, in college. I worked at Rye Subs. They tried to call it Rye Subs as if they... I'm going to turn it and face the audience.
Yeah, please.
I keep trying to think that we're on Tom's couch, trying to recreate that Tom's couch kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I worked there in college for a couple of months.
You had to touch all the meats. Was it...
It was fascinating for about 3 days.
Right? Like the training process.
Yeah, the tuna comes in like... It looks like Walt Disney made it, and they're like, here's your gigantic tuna. And you're like, I've never seen so much tuna. This is amazing. And then it just becomes like a vicious hell.
Wait, what do you mean it looks like Walt Disney made it?
Oh, it's a gigantic vat of tuna.
It's not like in the shape of a fish.
No.
cartoon
A happy
fish.
fish.
I don't know if Walt Disney makes stuff big, but it looked like if he did, it would be a classic big tuna by Walt Disney.
All right.
But I worked at, I guess I jerked off at the hardware store. That was a slow job.
Did you, though?
Yeah. Plus, the boss had all that porno hidden all over the store.
So we're agreed we're not going to release this episode on the internet, right?
I don't have any say in the matter, so.
All right. We're going to do the topic this week.
We're just
Look
ending.
at this segue.
That's just a hard end of segment.
Yeah. I want a clear edit point. So,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome Dan Deacon. Thanks for coming
thank
out
you.
and doing this,
Yeah,
Dan.
let's start the show.
Yeah, let's start with the topic, the complete guide to scams.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
We had you on to talk about scams, Dan, because you are the person who, number one, most often pulls scams,
Thank you.
and number two, most does not need to pull scams.
Also, thank you.
You pull scams just for like the love of pulling scams.
It's fun. When I got your email last night about the topic being scams, we were running a scam at the Mohawk.
What is it? That's a bar?
That's a bar, yeah. Thank you for clarifying. I guess out of context, that makes no sense at all.
Yeah.
We were at this haircut and running these scams all over it. There was like a VIP section that was like one, like a...
Did you masturbate in there, too?
No. And I really hope...
Tim, it's not going to make any sense with the edit now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dan Deacon, welcome our...
I'm not this wild masturbator. I just jerked off at work a couple of times. It was an 8-hour shift at a hardware store. So this week's episode, we have Tim and Tom. And it wasn't like a remarkable scam or anything. We just had a wristband that we found, and we kept... They watched us find it, so we had to change clothes.
Wait, start over?
So last night we were at this party, and there was like a classic, caste system of like, can you get into the cool zone?
Yeah, like what color wristband do you have?
Are you on the list? Are you on the list of the list?
How much do you know about search engine optimization?
Yeah, all about it. I'll tell you about it once I get in the list. So we're there, and there's this wristband, so we start putting it on, and they see the people doing the door see us do this, so we run away. And then And then my great costume.
Did they say anything to you? Or
They were about as far away as Nick is, and Nick is about.
Nick is this guy. Over
Nick's
here,
in the corner over there.
And he's not the guy who jerked off in the hardware store.
No, that was his friend's cousin. Who
had
probably
the
did.
same
I don't
name.
know. It's not like we high-fived going in and out doing fucking shifts or anything like that. Again, it was just like, what else are you going to do? This is before iPhones existed. There was no computer at work. It was just, anyway.
Thank God there was pornography hidden all over the store.
No, but the pornography was repulsive. It almost like made it more difficult. You had to not think that it was hidden like right behind like the cabinet or something. Anyway, so we
you're
find
at the
this
Mohawk,
wristband. We
yeah.
find this wristband, and my brilliant costume was just taking off my glasses and hat and tying my scarf around my neck. I thought that made me look like a filmmaker. This was a filmmaker's party. So this is when I became David. I produced films. And it worked. They saw this dickhead in the glasses and hat. He's not getting it. No way. We're on
a
to him.
scarf around his neck.
But David rolls up, and they don't know what's going on. The scam worked really well for about 5 or 6 of us until it got really wrinkled. And then we had one friend who couldn't get in, so we put it in a book. And he was still outside, so we had
Wait, you're reusing a wristband? Sorry, I
yeah, we
down
would,
with all the
that is the
hardware
the
store.
crux of the scam.
Yeah, okay.
We found a wristband to the
Right,
area that
okay.
had open bar and free
Yeah,
food, so we
right.
would go in and like get as many drinks as we could carry, and then leave, and then switch the wristband, swap clothes,
Right.
and keep the process going again and again. And then so we had one friend who couldn't get in at all, and we're like, oh, well, we'll give him this wristband. Let's
They
cut
didn't
the
have a
line.
disguise.
Well, he was completely unknown. He was a new face. He could just waltz right in with the
yeah.
wristband. Except you get the wristband once you're already in, and we didn't know that. So we like put the wristband in this book, and we had to throw it over these cops to get it like far enough. So we put it in the book, and we're all excited, and we're like high-fiving, and we're like, we did it, yes, yes. And then like a minute later, we just all look at our phones. It's like, didn't work, not allowed in. They're asking how I got this wristband. So then he eventually just goes back in line and waits in line for like an hour, and he has the wristband still. I don't know why they didn't take it away. And we're like, well, now that you're in, you can just go in, just waltz right up and get these drinks. And then the moment he did, they were like, where the fuck did you get this? Stay the fuck here. We're getting security. And it was.
Did you stay there?
No, he left. It was a
First rule of
tragic
scams.
ending. But the
Skedaddle.
DJ started playing like Outkast and stuff, so we left. No offense to Outkast, but come on, it wasn't a wedding or anything.
Odds are Outcast is probably here, considering how many people are here. I want to ask you about, because there's a scam that I remember you pulling.
Oh, I thought you were. All right, yeah, I'm sorry.
That,
I'll keep interrupting you, but apologizing that I'm interrupting you constantly.
it's good. That I'm still not completely sure about the details. And this was in elementary school, and
I'm so glad it wasn't like one that I could actually go to jail for.
and you sold Super Mario Brothers 3 to a teacher. You don't remember this? All right.
I love how much of an effect that had on you, though, Tom.
Because it was the strangest thing. So there was
Which teacher?
Mr. Nichols.
Who the fuck was Mr. Nichols?
I don't know.
Not a
know if-
guy,
What
right?
grade is this?
No, listen, I don't know if he was necessarily a teacher. But he was always on the playground.
Oh, I am starting to remember this.
Yeah.
He was like not a gym coach, but like he dressed like a gym coach.
There were a lot of like gym coach hangers on.
Was there like an ambassador's child that went to our school? Because there were just like gigantic muscled men just being like, yeah, I don't teach or do anything, but I'm just always here on the playground making sure that nothing bad happens. That was weird, right? I mean, I've never been to another school, so maybe maybe they just have people watch the children.
Par for the course that they have.
Anybody here go to an elementary school where there are always muscle men hanging around that were not employed by the school? I think that was unique to us.
No, he was there to keep an eye on the kid that had to wear a helmet all the time. Remember?
I guess I never put 2 and 2 together that he was always hanging out with him.
I just thought they were friends.
Yeah, because he had to make sure that the kid who wore the helmet didn't hurt himself.
I'm
on the
putting it
playground.
together now, Tom.
Yeah. But we didn't.
I sold this guy Super Mario 3.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing because
How did that deal get brokered?
I'm really disappointed that you don't remember because
That's also not a scam.
no.
It's not like I
just
gave him like a
commerce stuff.
fake box and I was like, here's a painted piece of wood that looks like Super Mario 3.
No, it was a scam because you got mad at me. Because, all right, so it was a very weird situation.
It was a scam because you got mad at me.